by anybody. Make sure you have computer systems that allow you from the comfort of your office as a circle. You can know when your vehicle has gone a different route. And I want to submit, there are vehicles that probably ply the Garissa route, like the case with Ntulele. So they come and they're told, iko watu wengi wanataka kwenda Bungoma. So immediately they get those people, and at night they have to go to that route. The first time, they've never been on that route. But now the systems we are suggesting to the industry are such that if your vehicle goes in a different route other than the one you have allowed them, from the comfort of your office, you will be able to know it. So that we are now saying technology will help us replace the so many officers and deploy them to the right places. So we cannot on one side say, we don't want policemen. And then I want to assure you, last year we collected $1 billion worth of fines. But I want to tell you, that could only be half. Maybe the other money went through other ways. So what you're saying is this. The money would have used to do those things. Use it to make your car. Then, or your vehicle for that particular matter. Then, even if you are stopped, you're not over speeding, you have seat belts, you have everything, why would you be arrested?
Well, I hope Bwanali is not justifying the collection of this revenue by policemen. One is that you don't have to have committed any offense to pay this money. It's a culture that is there. You are stopped, and it is there. If you don't give a trumped-up charge, you'll come. You will be taken to court. It's up to you to prove yourself innocent. So imagine the court system where you'd go to court, stay there, your cause is mentioned, the next day you'll come a whole month. So a person will say stop me, since it's a culture, I give. So it makes people not comply. Whether you have complied or not complied, you have to give. So that's what our message I'm trying to give. So what we need is that, as you have played, you came with a statement that you can deploy them elsewhere. That's fine. Go to uplands as early as 5 o'clock in the morning. I travel every Friday to my rural home on Friday, 5 in the morning. They are there with torches. They stop you, they see you, you're not a matatu. The matatus, they take money openly. So this thing has got to, we don't have to defend it. It's wrong, it's wrong. As much as the matatu people are wrong by not keeping their vehicles, they should be prosecuted. I'm in agreement. But this person also should not be in an end where it's a blackmail. Give you an easy window to move out. You know, I would agitate that people make sure that they comply with the law. But as I said earlier on, you are encouraged not to comply. And even when you comply, you're forced to give this money. So we really got to come up with a method that will make us have a transport system with no issues. And that's all what we are agreeing. And even when we talk about time, it's an issue of saying, we want to do it. We are so passionate about it. But let's not go on the defensive. Because when you say we report, how many cases have been reported? How many cases have you raised even the commandants? They tell your people not to give. What is that? You know, those are issues that need to be ironed out well, so that we may be able to solve problems that are existing on the road. But when we start saying, no, don't do, and I don't do, we need to strike a point where we'll be able to have a transport system that is very well managed.
I think what we want to say, there's a challenge in implementation. Nobody can defend that position. I also use the same roads, and I know it's true, there's a problem. But we should not allow what we can't sort out right now, because it's not directly in Kimutai's hand or my hand to do it. Stop us from doing what we must do. I want to say some of the bus companies that are applying here, and I don't want to mention names, that are 100% compliant, the police don't even stop those vehicles. So what you want to say is that my friend Kimutai is not here because he owns one matatu. He represents a big association. They cannot arrest everybody in Kenya. If you agreed as matatu people, the regulations we are giving you are about compliance. And we are now going to say, if you are arrested and you know you are fully compliant, please, we want to be the people to intervene on your behalf. Because we cannot complain forever. And the law is very clear. Nobody else can stop the vehicles on the road except the police. And whichever other organization you get it by any other name, it will still be the police. So we are doing the vetting process, and I think that is ongoing. And we also want to suggest Kimutai and his team, please volunteer the information. You know the people by name. Because the challenge we are having here in Kenya is that now we say the whole police team is bad. Fine, it is bad. But unless you now go there and help us solve the problem, we'll permanently be on that particular issue. Then number 2, ensure or urge your people to comply. Then now we can say, we know a particular route, we have the speed governor, we are not overloading, we have this, we've been arrested. In fact, be ready to lose a day for the betterment of the whole country. So I would want a situation whereby somebody is arrested. And that's why we've come, even in the alcohol, we've said, we don't want somebody to smell your breath and tell you you're drunk. There's a gadget, tangible, that you can say, I'm point this or I'm point this. So we are also putting it to you as a matatu industry. comply, and we want to be the ones to say that nobody should touch that particular circle or that particular matatu because they're on the right route, they have not overloaded, the driver is not drunk, he's certified, and he has all the whatever. But when you're arrested and you have 20 mistakes, it's up to them to choose which one they want to charge you with. So I think we all have a role to play. The government must ensure that the corrupt police officers are weeded out. But even if you bring good ones tomorrow, and they find an industry that is overzealous or too willing to give the money, then again, even the new officers will be corrupted. So I think we vet the police, and then on the other hand, on their part, they comply, and have said from the National Transport and Safety Authority, we want to stand with them when they have fully complied and they are arrested. But you don't block, you don't, you block the road, you overload and still blame the policeman.
Perhaps a brief final comment.
Well, I think that even that discussion, we'll not be having money in the vehicles, so there wouldn't be any money to be paid out. We hope that would be implemented so fast. Is a good technology that will make, if a driver has got to make a mistake, if he has to bribe, it will be his own money. And I'm sure his salary cannot be able to sustain such. What I would want to say is that I think we all got to embrace this, and what we would want to say is that though time is not on our side, we try as much as we could. We don't want to create crisis where there will be no transport in the country. We know it affects the economic activities, and one is that we all have got to be patriotic in doing this. The enforcers, the matatu owners, the crew who work for us. We got to embrace it because this is our country and we have nowhere else to go. We have to make it right, otherwise we'll lose it.
Thank you so much. Mom, take your final comment perhaps.
I think the government is trying, but you know, the weighing bridges, they move the police from the weighing bridges. I think, and do we have corruption in weighing bridges anymore? Or there's no corruption? No. So I don't know whether it's, even if you bring the other policemen, I don't even if you it is a very important issue, culture. Who is going to change the culture of the police, and who is going to change the culture of the you remember, we never used to queue for public transport. People these days queue. Who will change? These are the issues.
And maybe just a final comment. You know, there's nothing in road safety. There's no one single thing you will do and you sort all our problems. It's a multiplicity of issues. It's discipline, it's enforcement, it's corruption, all those things combined. But together, if you put all these things together, we're going to see a remarkable decline. And I also want to challenge the media. I've told you we have 34% decline in accidents between the same period last year and this year. And we want to be giving those numbers every month, on a month by month, so that we can be able to see. So you're saying somehow, much as we may not exactly say exactly what it is, but it is working. And figures don't lie. And all we would want is let's walk the talk together. And there's no time when time will just be right for us to do anything. We'll always be under pressure for time. Whether it's an exam you're sitting, you always feel one more week would have been a good idea. So let us do what we can now.
All right, thank you so much. Talking to Simon Kimutai, Chairman, Matatu Owners Association, and Lee Kinyanjui, Chairman, National Transport and Safety Authority. Thank you so much indeed. We'll be right back.